Welcome to the Low Income Household Water Assistance Program Case Manager User Guide presentation. On the agenda for today's presentation, we will begin with an introduction of DEO's leadership. After we introduce DEO's leadership team, we will provide an overview of the LIHWAP program and an overview of case management. We will review how to access the system as a case manager, how to assist applicants with creating new applications, how to review cases as a case manager, and how to commit funds as a finance manager. Let's get started with an introduction of DEO's leadership team. Some of the key members of DEO's leadership are listed here, beginning with Dane Eagle, who is the Secretary of DEO, followed by Meredith Ivey, DEO's Chief of Staff, Benjamin Melnick, the Deputy Secretary of Community Development, Debbie Smiley, the Chief of the Bureau of Economic Self-Sufficiency, Matthew Treadwell, the Community Program Manager, Lemuel Toro, the Chief of Financial Management, and Brodian Shepard, who serves as the LIHWAP Program Coordinator. Now that we have identified the DEO team, we will transition into providing a brief overview of the purpose and goal of the LIHWAP program. As you may already know, LIHWAP stands for the Low Income Household Water Assistance Program. LIHWAP is a federally funded program that helps income-eligible families with water and wastewater utility costs. LIHWAP funds are issued and administered by the United States Department of Health and Human Services, which also federally administers the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program known as LIHEAP. LIHWAP will closely model LIHEAP by utilizing the existing Community Action Network in addition to the current LIHEAP policies, processes, and procedures. DEO has been identified as the grantee to administer the LIHWAP program for the state of Florida. The program will provide much-needed relief to families that spend a high proportion of their household income on water utility services. Assistance to households will be accomplished by providing funds to water or wastewater providers to reduce arrearages and rates charged to households for these services. The primary goal of LIHWAP is to retain continuity of water services to income-eligible households in Florida. This is an emphasis on the prevention of disconnection and restoration of water services to households whose water services were previously disconnected. The program will be available for past, present, and repayment costs related to water utility services. If you would like to save a copy of the Case Manager User Guide, it is available for download on DEO's LIHWAP page. You can navigate to the landing page using the link inserted in this slide. We will now provide an overview of the LIHWAP case management process. Case managers and finance managers will work through the case management process. Understanding the difference between applications and cases will be beneficial. An application collects the LIHWAP information provided by the applicant. The application can only be submitted to a LIHWAP provider and provides the provider with historical data and an overview of the applicant's needs. A case is used to respond to an application. As a case manager, you will review the case to determine the award and commit the funds. Throughout this process, updates to the application are provided at certain key points. The diagram shown on the screen illustrates how the stages of the application submitted by an applicant align with the cases worked by the case manager. Once an application is completed and submitted, the application moves to the submitted status and a new case is created in the review case status. The case manager then determines the award in the determine award status. If the applicant is eligible for the award, the finance manager approves the commitment of funds in the commit funds status. Once the funds are committed, the case manager can issue the payment in the issue payment status. After these steps, the application is updated to the pending payment status. When the case manager confirms that the account has been properly credited, the case and the application status is changed to closed. At a high level, the case stages are as follows: a review case, determine award, commit funds, issue payment, payment sent, and closed. At the top of each case record, you will see the sequence of stages in a component called the path. The path contains helpful information and key fields for each stage. In the image displayed on the screen, you will see a red box, green circle, and blue box that highlight key information. Within the red box is the diagram, which displays the status in this example, review case, and visually illustrates the status of the case at a glance. Within the green circle is the Guidance for Success feature, which includes helpful information provided by the system administrators about each stage. The blue box illustrates key fields for the current stage. You may edit the fields here or elsewhere on the page. Please refer to the path for the most current status of a case. You can access case records from the Best Cases tab or through the Case Dashboard tab. Users will be assigned to one of two dashboards based on their roles. Finance managers will have access to the Best Case Finance dashboard, and case managers will have access to the Best Case Management dashboard. Both the Best Cases and Case Dashboard tabs allow you to view cases in various ways with list and filter options. Case managers and finance managers can perform a number of actions within a case. The actions are shown in the red box. While working on a case, the case details will update as you work through the case stages. The case details sections include details, review milestones, household information, benefit award for this case, previous benefits awarded, categorical eligibility, and maximum allowable benefit. Other case details displayed include utility providers, notes, files, and previous cases. We will now discuss LIHWAP provider access. LIHWAP providers should contact LIHWAP@deo.myflorida.com for instructions on completing the LIHWAP Sierra form for creating a provider account. A DEO system administrator will activate LIHWAP provider users and specify the appropriate permissions. Once your user account is created by DEO, you will receive an email and will be able to log in to the LIHWAP platform. First, you will navigate to the Community Portal web address. We recommend bookmarking this page for easy access. Second, you will enter your email and password, then select the Login button to continue. Once you have completed your login, this is what your home page will look like. We will now show you how to create and complete a LIHWAP application on behalf of an applicant. From the home screen, select the New Application tab to begin an application. Next, fill in the required information about your agency and select Next to continue. An application record will be created, and then you can begin the application on behalf of the applicant. This screen includes the following tabs: Applicant Information, Add Household Members, Water Provider Information, and Supporting Documentation. Please review the LIHWAP Application User Guide for a detailed explanation of the LIHWAP application. Select Submit once the information has been entered in each tab. We will now provide an overview of Case Manager responsibilities. Case managers are responsible for reviewing cases assigned to them. The primary activities performed by the case manager occur in the Review Case and Determine Award case stages. The first step is to select the Best Cases tab from the home page to view your list of cases. After this, select the specific Best Case Name column that you want to view from the list. To change the list view, select the Best Cases List View drop-down menu and select a different list view. You can also sort the list by selecting any of the table column headings. Then, confirm that the case you selected is in the Review Case status. The Review Case stage is where you will perform the initial review of the case documents, and check for duplication of benefits. Once you have performed the initial review of the case, you must select the Check for Duplication of Benefits button. A screen will appear with a message indicating the results of the Check for Duplication of Benefits. If no possible matches exist, the process will be complete. Then select Finish to close the check. If a possible duplicate case, or multiple cases, is identified by either a similar address or social security number, the system will display the possible matches. You must determine if the applicants are a match and answer the question, are these the same address, or is this the same person? If the question to a possible match is answered no, you will see a message indicating the check is completed. Then you can click Finish. If the question is answered yes, the case applicants are a match. The matching case will be linked to the current case and displayed in the Previous Cases section of the best case, shown here in the red box. Please note the previous cases award amounts will apply to the current cases award amounts when you reach the Determine Award stage. The next step is to verify that the required documents have been successfully uploaded to the case. Go to the Files section to confirm that all required documentation was successfully attached to the case. Once you have completed the steps within the Review Case stage, check the two boxes Supporting Documentation Attached and Duplication of Benefits Check Complete in the Key Fields section of the stage. When both checked boxes are selected, the Review Case stage will be complete and the case will move to a Determine Award status. The first step in the Determine Award stage is to confirm the selected case has the Determine Award status. This stage takes the case manager through a step-by-step process to determine the final award amount of the specific case. Select the Determine Award button to begin the process. You will then see a welcome screen that says, "Welcome to the LIHWAP Award Review Checklist." Select Next to continue. Review the case basics. Make any necessary updates and confirm that the applicant meets the eligibility criteria to move forward. You can update the information, such as the number of household members and household income, by selecting the "I need to update this information" checkbox. If the household income is over the program limit, the system will notify you. Then select Next to continue. The next screen displays the award information. Review the award amount and select Next to continue. These fields will update based on any previous awards to the applicant. If the applicant has previously received a benefit, the Remaining Benefits Allowed section will update to display whether or not the applicant received a crisis or credit award. Then select Next. This screen allows you to review other potential benefits for the 12-month period. Here is where you will update the utility bill information. To do this, select the Begin button next to the utility provider. Additional utility providers can also be added. This screen allows you to review, enter, and update the utility bill details provided by the applicant. You will need to search and select the correct utility provider from the utility vendor lookup list. If the utility provider has not been added as a subrecipient, you will need to check the Create a New Utility Vendor checkbox. Please note the following. Within the HHS service type, water and wastewater is the most common. Multi-service is for those cases that require one payment and are not an itemized bill to a landlord. Other is used for unique scenarios, such as water delivery service. Values must be entered in the arrearages, fines and fees, and current due sections. If the amount is 0, you must enter 0 as a value. If the values are displayed, the case manager can edit them. Adding only arrearages and fines and fees will mark the case as a crisis award. Adding only current due amounts will mark the case as a credit award. You will determine the actual amount to award in the Benefit Amount to Utility Provider field. Select Approve when all information has been entered to continue. If the applicant has previously received a benefit, the fields for arrearages, fines and fees, and current dues will display based on the benefit type previously received. Select Approve when all information has been entered to continue. Once you approve the award amount and status, you will be brought back to this screen to either add an additional utility provider or to move on to the next step. If an additional utility provider is needed, select the Add New Utility Provider line to add an additional utility provider. Once this section is completed with all utility providers' information, select Next to continue. The next screen displays the total benefits awarded for the case. You must certify that you have reviewed the case by checking the checkbox. Select Next to continue. Select Finish to complete the Determine Award stage. Once you have completed the Determine Award stage, ensure that the award amount certified by Case Manager in the Key Fields section of the stage is checked. When this checkbox is checked, the Determine Award stage will be complete and the case will move to a Commit Funds status. The remaining stages are the responsibility of the finance manager, or this concludes the case manager's role. We will now provide an overview of financial managers' responsibilities. They are responsible for administering their agency's funds and have elevated access and specific duties which will be discussed in this section. As a financial manager, you will review cases in the Commit Funds stage and either accept the commitment or return the case to the case manager. A financial manager may return a case if more information is needed to commit the funds. This is controlled in the Financial Commitment Decision field, which is in the Key Fields section shown here. Select the drop-down arrow and select either Commit or Return Case to Case Manager. Select Save to continue. If the case is returned to the case manager will need to review the Determine Award stage and update the information needed. If the funds are committed, the Commit Fund stage will be complete, and the case will move to an Issue Payment status as shown. Once cases have moved to the Issue Payment status, they are ready to be batched for payment distribution. In the Issue Payment stage, you will perform the batch payment process. This process will compile all cases in the Issue Payment status into a single batch payment report. It will also update all cases in Issue Payment status to Payment Sent status. The batch payment report can be exported from the batch payment record. To begin the process, select the New Batch Payment tab on the home page or click on the New Batch Payment icon on the current page. On the next screen, you will see the sum of award amounts to each utility provider. To create a new payment, select Create Batch Payments. Once you select Create Batch Payments, the batch payments are displayed at the bottom of the screen. You are now able to select a record. Select a batch number in the Batch Payment Name column to view the batch details. Once you've selected a batch number from the column, review the batch details. Any case included in a batch will automatically be moved to the Payment Sent stage as seen at the bottom of the screen. Next, you will capture or print the list of recipients to provide to the utility providers, which will identify the recipient amounts. First, select the Reports menu from the home page at the top of the screen. Then, select Batch Payments to export the report. Then, you can filter the list to identify the specific batch or batches you want to export. Select the batch payment you want to export from the chart or the table. Here, you will select the Export option. The formatted report includes the report header, groupings, and filter setting. The Details Only report contains the details of the rows that are used to further calculate the amounts, or you can upload them to other systems. Once you have chosen an export option, select Export at the bottom of your screen. Next, an Excel document will become available to you. You will then be able to access the batch payment record. Select the batch number. Then, change the Batch List Exported field to Yes. This will remove the batch payments for Export Report so that the task appears completed in the system and exported for payment. Once payments have been submitted to the utility providers, you should acknowledge and confirm payments in the system. When payments have been confirmed, access the specified batch payment to update the Payment Acknowledgement field. Check the Payment Acknowledgement checkbox. Upon acknowledgement and confirmation of a batch payment, the best cases linked to the batch will be updated and moved to the closed status. The case dashboards will also be updated. Once the status is changed to closed, the batch payment process is complete. Please submit all questions or suggestions to the DEO LIHWAP email address at liwap@deo.myflorida.com. Thank you all for attending today. We look forward to working with you.